Okay, hi guys, this is just a little tutorial demo of a inner I've made for a Tacblades Cacoon for a MLD Trail Star. If you don't know, the MLD Trail Star is like a tarp tent. It goes out, no door, quite unique design, very tall pitch, but it doesn't come with an inner. So somebody asked me, a friend of mine asked me if I could make one. So I put one together and just going to show you what it's all about and the features and how it works, how to put it away, how to set it up. This is my MLD Trail Star. I don't have one, but this is the exact dimensions where the hooks, pull-out hooks are, the lines, etc. So just to give you an idea, this is the main pole at the right height that you'd pitch a Trail Star at. So yeah, I'll just go through it and set it up. So it comes in a stuff sack. This is very waterproof steel nylon, 3500 hydrostatic head with a pull handle at the bottom, or you can hang it up. All of the things have got the crystal cord locks. The reason I use the crystal ones is you can see the spring inside, so if you can see if it's rusting or if there's any issues with the spring, you can replace them easily. The opaque ones you can't see so much. So that's the stuff sack. The reason it's waterproof is the ground sheet in there obviously can get wet in the bottom when you pack it up. So this is just you can pack it away wet in this bag and it'll stick it in your rucksack and it'll keep everything dry. So it's not totally waterproof, the seams aren't sealed, but it's good enough if you've got a wet ground sheet in there to keep everything dry. This is not part of it, this is just to keep the ground sheet clean because it's going off to my friend today. So ignore this wouldn't be here normally. So I'll show you to pack it away later, but just to get it out. So that's it, it's 640 grams in total with the stuff sack, so pretty light, in keeping with the Trail Star kind of approach. The way it's rolled up, you'll see all the cords are at one end, so you know that always faces you. So you just put the cords down and then you unroll it like that. If you see orange cord, the orange cord is the one that goes at the top of the pole, so bear that in mind. If you think about it, the fly's on the Trail Star here, so you'd be crawling in to set this up. Just a bit on the materials. The ground sheet is a ripstop nylon 5000 hydrostatic head. It's got a heavy polyurethane coating on the inside and a DWR coating on the outside, so it keeps you dry, all weathers, no problem, and quite tough. It's a little bit on the heavy side because of that, but for robustness I wanted to go with that. On here, the windstop material, which I'll explain later. This is a Pertex, a very, very fine silk-like nylon, and it's got DWR coating on it for spray and things that comes under the edge of the Trail Star. And then the midge netting. This is ultra fine midge netting, so it'll stop all tiny midges in the UK that we get that mosquito netting doesn't stop. But in that case it's a little bit fragile, so you have got to take care of it, like with all ultralight gear. If you see a little issue in the sort of weave of it, it's not quite regular, you just roll it with your thumb and forefinger and it just aligns the fabric again to the right one. So that's the fabrics. All the tie-outs are Dyneema cord, 3mm. In the corners got a bathtub floor, there's a metal pin in here, aluminium pin, and this is coated inside with a lot of layers of this ground fabric so it won't punch through or push through. Tie outs as you see, and then I've got the line locks for easy adjustment. I went for 3mm because it never slips in these line locks. 2mm can sometimes slip if it's really taut and the wind's getting under it, so I went for 3mm. And they're separately attached with polyester thread onto there. There's not really a lot of pressure on it. The reason I did that is you can take these off You can put other ones on if you prefer other ones. When they're sewn in, you kind of got it stuck with it. I put it on a little thing so you can take it off. So that's that. And then these, you can either have 4 separate stakes, or you can put it on the stakes that are already in the ground for your Trail Star. So I'll do that in a minute. It's very quick and easy. It's best to start off with all the Dyneema cord at maximum adjustment. Just put these on. If there's any knots like this one, just undo those before you start. Make life a lot easier. Okay. Make sure the line locks are on the top. So once that's on, you can then not tighten it yet, then you have to attach the top. So there's lots of different ways to attach the top. A bit closer. So there's lots of different attachments. So first of all, in the top of the Trail Star you have a hook right in the peak, and there's a bit of cord here, really strong 2mm cord, onto a very strong top knot, which is double stitched and very thick. You can hook these onto the hook in the top of the Trail Star, these loops. All the knots on here are double dragon knots, which are extremely strong, and you can pull in all directions without it jamming or coming undone. So double dragon knots everywhere is the best thing. And then you can use this to adjust the height in the middle to get it perfect height. You can go right at the top if you want the maximum, but then there's not much distance between this and the fly, and you want a little bit distance, so the first one is normally the one I would use. It's got a little, so that can go straight on the hook. If you don't have a hook, and some ones don't, or you don't want to use the hook because it's pushing up under the fabric, there's a small carabiner and a bit of cord that comes with it. And what you do is you put this around the pole. Imagine that's the pole. Put this through, just like a little slip noose, like that, and then you can put the hook in here, and it's got several adjustments in here, so you can have a, and it's at the top like that, you can put it in the bottom one, or that one. So again, you've got height adjustment in there, and just use the carabiner in the hook to put that on. So that will go around the top of the handle of your pole, or you can use the hook in the top of the Trail Star. I'll just hook it on here now so it doesn't get lost. And for this one I'll put it in the very highest point. Okay, for now. And this one I'm just going to attach to the handle of the pole at the moment to demonstrate. Okay, so that's hooked up. Now you've got that done, now you go around and adjust all the ties so they're nice and taut. Try and keep them similar all round. When the Trail Star covers on the outside, you can put your hand under the edge to tighten these up if you want. Very quick and easy. You can see now the bathtub floor starting to form. Nice and strong. What I try and do is make sure the centre pole is slightly off, and then you can get your zip easier. So you've got a bathtub floor form now. You'll notice this is very taut, everything's very taut. It's because the dimensions are very, very precise, within a few millimetres. So it's exactly the right shape for the Trail Star. Yeah. So we've got, this is the windstop material, higher on the back and the sides because you can't see out anyway, just to stop any spin, drift and spray coming up. And then we've got a lower windstop on the door so you can see out and enjoy it, which is all part of the Trail Star experience because it's got an open door, there's no closed doors. So that's the design. The zips are YKK zips, number 3, which is the kind of lightest for the strength, and it's an inverted T, so you've got a zip that goes right to the top, right to the corners, both sides, so you've got the maximum amount of entry and exit when it's open. On all these sides you've got these, which are adjusters that go right through into the middle of the cocoon. These are polyester cord, really strong, double dragon knots again for the loops, and inside there's a cord lock, crystal cord lock, and a bit of extra cordage. So what you can do is hook these up to your Trail Star mitten hooks, which are at a certain distance away from the peak. Put that on, and it pulls all this out and gives you a little bit of extra room inside, and you can adjust that. If you find that slips, if it's really taut, really high pressure, just do a slippery hitch on there to stop it coming back through. But from the inside then you can adjust these. If the Trail Star is stretching, because it's still nylon, you can adjust these from the inside without them to get out and adjust it, which is quite hard around the back when you've got it. So I just put all these on, pull it out. So that's all your support ties, pulled it out nicely. I recommend loosening these off, tying it up, and then tighten it up from the inside, so how you like it. Now there is 2 more tie outs, which are these long pieces of bungee, because there's more mitten hooks going towards the door of the Trail Star. So I put a long piece of bungee on with a clip, little mitten hook clip, which are a bit stronger than mitten hooks, a bit better, and a crystal cord lock. So what you do is you stretch these out, you clip this clip onto the mitten hook, and then you adjust the length with the cord lock, and then you can pull these out this way, which gives it a nice tension on the door, stops it moving around if there's a lot of wind and things like that. What I suggest is you either get it to the distance you like and then coil up the end, or cut it off depending on how you want. So it's up to you, depending on how you pitch your Trail Star. There's 1 on each side. So that's the outside done. You can see it's a very nice pitch, very tight. So the zips are inside and outside double sliders, each with a little bit of cordage on there just to see in the dark a bit easier. And then, as I said, they go all the way to the corner and reinforced at both ends. Like that, and you can roll the door back, and then you'll find inside we've got another cord loop and cord lock, so you just push that through and cinch it up. And I put 2 on the doors because it really annoys me on tents and things when they only put 1. I mean, it's not a big cost or time or effort, and it sort of sags because you've only got 1, so I put 2 on there. Then you can see inside this arrangement for adjusting the height and gap between you and your fly sheet. It's just on there, goes all the way through, securely done inside. You just cinch it up, and there you go. What I've done in there is I've got double stitching reinforcement all the way around the hole, and then inside the bias binding, which gives you strong seams, I put a piece of rubberized nylon, which gives it a good seal so nothing can get in there. That's one door. Next door. it through the loop and cinch it up. Want to do a bit of stargazing or just have easy access when there's not so many midges about. And then you've got plenty of room inside once that's all done. Tighten these up a bit. I suggest that you tighten those up, then coil them up. Just take them out your way. And there's loads of room inside for all your gear and stuff like that. There's a couple of pockets here, easy access pockets, just to shove a few things in, head torch and things like that, keep them handy. And it's nice and light. This yellow is really nice. My friend chose the colour that he wanted, and I must admit it makes it really nice and light inside, really nice to be in. So also the joints, every horizontal joint is a triple stitched flat felled seam. So there's a hidden forming stitch inside, which is unique to my kind of stuff, and then there's the normal flat felled seam on the side, and all the joints from the outside, so if any water is coming down, then it will just flow down down the outside, not come in. All the vertical seams are bias bound, which means there's a special lightweight fabric that goes on top, which gives a very strong seal. It also gives a lot of strength down the seam along that way, so you can tension it and give it some tension. So that's basically the setup. Just undo the doors, do the doors up again, and I'll show you something else. I've used this ground sheet fabric away while camping myself, and it's fantastic. It's not slippery like seal nylon because of the polyurethane. It's nice and quiet without this underneath, and it's just great ground stuff, ground sheet. I suggest when you're packing it away and setting it up, you always do it with the doors closed, and then you can get the correct tension on the tie-outs and things. The doors are open and tension it too tight, and then you put too much strain on the zips. The zips are very fluid. At the end of every zip is a little encapsulation, so nothing can run off the end or anything like that. Reinforced thread. Here's a lovely pitch. Okay, so another feature of the Trail Star is you can raise and lower the height to whatever you like. So I'm going to show you that bit now and then take you in closer for some of the detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slacken off this a little bit and then lower the pole to a lower height so I can show you what happens. This is where the engineering comes in. So I'm going to lower it quite a lot. This is a very, very low pitch now. You wouldn't normally have it this low, but if it's very high winds, you might want to have a low pitch to help. Just tighten up all the guys. So you can see we've got a low pitch now, which is still very tight, but we've lost a lot of the structure of the inner net. That's a bit of a problem. So what I've done is you have cord going down each seam, and they run in a small little loops as a channel, and at the end double dragon knot into a horizontal loop for strength. And what you do is you take these cords with a big cord stop at the end, just hold them all and just pull, raise the cord stop up, You can see it tensioning up. There. So you've got nice taut lines now. See? Gives you a lot more stability. Now, what's happened is these are nice and tight. This one's quite loose. So what you can do on this system is you can work out which of these cords is loose and just pull on that one. There you go. So this one's a little bit loose. There you go. There. You can tension each one up individually, which is handy. To get it exactly right. Yeah. You can do a little slippery half hitch if you want in the top, stop it slipping if it's ultra tight. And then you've got your nice tight lines again. Obviously the zips and everything else work. The door's slightly slack obviously, but it still gives you inside plenty of headroom, keeps it off of you and keeps it nice and taut. So that's the shortening system at the top. It's quite unique to this, it hasn't been seen before. There is other versions of this that have loops around and scrunches it down like that, which is okay, but then once you've done that you end up with a big dead space at the top, which you can't do anything with. So this actually draws all them up together like a concertina, which allows you for a much better pitch and seems to work pretty well. So that's the shortening system. Let's put it back up to full height. I like the way you can adjust each string individually, because if you do the maths, each line obviously is a different length, so they all need adjusting differently if you want an absolute perfect pitch. Let's just adjust that. Good. There you go. That's the Tacblades Cacoon for the MLD Trail Star. I'll take you in a bit closer now so you can have a look at the individual features in a bit of... Okay, so I'll take you round, show you some of the features. So this is the shortening system. You can see the vertical ones with the double dragon knot going up, and the tensioning system at the back is the toggle with the 4 cords that you can adjust independently. This is the hook on top. You can see very strong at the top there, the cords going up the sides, and the hook in the middle on the top there. And you've got this spare piece which goes around the handle if you want to do that. You've got this piece which is attached. You can use that straight into the hook of the Trail Star. That's up to you. Something I didn't say before is, this is all tricky with one hand now. Inside, not sure if you'll be able to see this, there's a little tab here. There, it's very securely attached to this piece here. And there's a nice secure attachment which goes right up into the top. So this is a hanging loop, and you can hang a bit of cord on there with your torches or whatever you want to hang from the roof. You can see inside, very spacious. See the floor, pockets. See the adjustments with the crystal cord stops and stopper knots on the end so they can't come off. All the stitching is immaculate. You can see here, perfectly stitched. Something that I like to do is this one. You can see there's yellow on the outside, yellow on the inside, but on here for the zip we've actually got a black thread on there and a yellow thread on there, so we've got differential threading going on, so it's all nice and tidy. Same for the bottom here, black thread on the outside, yellow thread on the inside, and everything's double rolled so you get no hems or frayed edges. YKK zips with a bit of cord on so you can see in the night. This is the logo. You can see made in UK, is all designed and made here in the UK, which is quite rare for these kind of things. This is all sealed and melted on the end. Got stopper stitching with extra strong thread, and on the inside it's got some special coverage material, a bit like this on the inside. So it looks nice. See very strong seams going across to attach the sides to the bottom. This is all DWR coated. Obviously this is waterproof. These are the pull-outs, the mini line locks, so you just lift it up, slacken off, and just pull it to tighten up, and that won't slip. It's got a top and a bottom. Yellow's top, black's the bottom, and these are the aluminium rods that are inside to help form the bathtub floor. So you've got rods all round. The Dyneema can go straight to the Trail Star pegs. There's enough length there, or you can have 4 pegs of your own if you want to carry more pegs. Up to you if you want a slightly different pitch. That's your choice. So the tie backs on the doors, let's have a look at that. You roll them up, and then it's just got a bit of cord which is sewn into the inner seam very securely. You just pop that through the loop and then pull it to go tight. See if I can do it supporting the camera. And it just goes through. Polyester is quite a good friction fabric cord, so it gives a good bite onto the crystal cord locks. So you've got 2 of those for each door, as I said before. You can see from the inside it's almost transparent. You can see out very well. Lets a lot of airflow in, so you won't have condensation problems, things like that. Just be a little bit careful where you're pitching any stones or sticks underneath the floor. Just move those before the floor goes down. Obviously these are part of the Trail Star, and you just got the loop there to hook onto the mitten hooks, or you can add an own mitten hook onto the end if you like. These are the bungee cords, strong into the seam, going out to crystal cord locks, and a little hook on the end, so you hook that onto the mitten hook and then you adjust it with the crystal cord lock. So yeah, that's about it really. Take a bit of practice to get it set up taut and nice. Once you do, I think it'll be just the job. So that's my Tacblades Trail Star Cacoon or nest. So to pack this away, just first thing to do is unhook the top, let that fall down. So you have to remember, normally the underside will be wet due to being on the ground. Let that down, and the idea is to protect the mesh as much as possible because that's the most fragile piece. So let it down and lay all the cordage out to the front. The idea is to get all the cordage out to the front. Slacken off all of the guys to maximum. Pop those off. So this is a way to roll it up even if it's wet. So you put all the guys out, the cords, anything like that, the bungee cords, put all those out like that. Okay, and then fold the back to the front. So this is all wet now, normally. Put that in. Like that. Once you've done that, just take this long corner, fold that in, like that. Again, making sure these cords are out the front. And then you fold the back in again. So this is making sure anything that's wet is not getting on your Pertex or the mosquito net. And your netting. Tuck that corner in. And then just fold it once more. Okay. There'll be a bit of air in there, doesn't matter. When you take one end, normally I take the smallest end, make sure those cords are out, and then just start rolling. And that'll protect all your fabric inside, keep all the cord and attachments outside so it doesn't snag on anything, like that. Any dampness is kept just between you and the ground sheet. Like that. Yeah, you end up with that, with all the cordage. So you just put the cordage on the bottom, like that. Got the stuff sack. If you ever lose the stuff sack, let me know, I can make those really easy. And then I tend to put all the cordage in first, at the bottom of the sack, so it doesn't put any pressure on the ground sheet. Like that. And just cinch it up. That's how we pack it up. Okay? Enjoy.
Go here and go there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moved over the lake. The people were saying that no two were wed, but one has a sorrow that never was said. And I smiled as she passed me with her goods and her gear.